Alright, Johnny Rotten here. Welcome to the channel. If you like it and subscribe, please. Alright, we're here on the customer's location on a Hill Phoenix rack, and they're having problems in a case, Coffin case. It's not getting cold enough. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go into this controller here. It's an Einstein. And we're going to shut the case off, and then we'll go inside and see what's going on with them. Morning, everybody. It's a great day, Tater. It's a great day. So let's get to it. So, what you do, go in here, let's get this to where I can see it. We'll hit F3, that's your circuits. And we'll scroll down. This is number 3 system. Hit enter. Hit enter again. Actually, let's back up. So you're gonna go, once you access the system, and there's a way that you do that. I'm not gonna put that on here because only I want certified contractors will know what it is. So what we'll do, we'll go to refrigerant solenoid, number 3, which is override. Yes. Enter, enter, and then we'll punch in off, and then enter. And that will pump that system down. So we can do that, or what you can do is on Hill Phoenix and Hussman, depends. Hill Phoenix is good for this. So they got your on-off switches for your cases. Okay, here's all your cases. And here's some of your cases as well, and then for your compressors as well, if you want to cut them off. So this is what a rack refrigeration control is. Here's your contactors for your compressors, relays. Okay. And then here are your boards, your CPC boards. They're flex boards. Some are input, some are output, some are a combination of. Okay. So this is what a rack refrigeration condenser looks like. And you have your condenser up here, but this is the control panel. That's what this is. And then this is your controller. So now we've done that, we're going to button everything back up. got to drive around to the front of the store because this is in a questionable neighborhood. They don't like leaving that back door open. A lot of stuff would probably walk out if they did. Half the battle is finding a place to park somewhat close enough. So I had the manager unload the case. So this is a coffin case, what we refer to as a coffin case in the refrigeration world. Now, this is what we're finding. So, on this case, you look right here, the discharge on this end of the case is fine. The discharge on this end of the case is not. It's too warm. And what's contributing to that is that bulb right there. That bulb is not securely fastened. Okay. And if this thing is flooding or it's starving, then that valve which is attached to that bulb is going to be the issue. So we're going to rectify that. But it feels like we don't have the right one. This is that's the lineup there. So 8 foot, 12 foot, 12 foot. So that should be a 32-foot case lineup. So we may end up having to go back around and make sure that this thing is shut off, because it doesn't feel like it. It's not, the discharge isn't getting warm, and it should be. Now these little 033 dryers like to clog up too. They're too small. Anytime I see something like that, I'll put an 083 in it, because it's not going to hurt it, and it's going to give it way more ability to be able to handle particulate that's, you know, stopping, that it stops getting to the valve. Those small ones, after startup, you'll end up having to come in and replace them, because it's all the scale that's in the lines. You know, even if they're doing nitrogen, which is fully recommended, scale gets to that valve or that dryer, it just plugs it up. So, and on these cases, let's see if I can show you. There's a drain that's right down there and amongst all that crap. So what ends up happening is that as it defrosts, this case will fill up and then it refreezes. Okay, so we're going to have to clear that drain as well. This thing operate right. This is hot gas defrost, not electric like other cases are that are. Let's go back out to the truck. Gotta go back around and shut the other Coffin case off. I think that's going to be the way to go. We'll just actually shut it off at the switch. what we'll do is, once we get that bulb hooked up and the drain cleared, and we're going to check the superheat on the valve, because what's happening, either that case is flooding and there's no latent heat that's being picked up in the refrigerant, and that will cause a case to run warm, believe it or not, if you don't have a refrigerating effect or refrigerant effect going on within that evaporator. So let's go shut down this number 4, which is the other Coffin case. So all we're going to do, go in here. Let's cut this back on. Override. No. Ding, ding, ding. So that cuts it back on. So that's number 3. So what we'll do, we'll cut number 3 and number 4 off just to make sure we're getting the right one, because sometimes these things are not labeled correctly. So here we are. You look at this right here. Number 4, number 3. There we go. So now we're definitely going to get the right one this time. Just a good habit when you're in here, make sure you don't have any tripped breakers. These are the breakers for these compressors, because a lot of times you'll come up on one and it'll be tripped because it's grounded or it's just a bad compressor. So just a good way to do that. And obviously we need to get in and PM these things to make sure, because we're coming into the spring and this thing's going to need the compressors as well as all the condenser fan motors on top, and all the valves and holdbacks, A8s, all that good stuff. So pressure or receiver pressure regulating valves, all that good stuff. So, all right, so let's go back inside. I'll probably have, just to reintroduce this thing, I'll just have the manager open up the back door. Makes things a lot easier. Most of the times they'll put ISO valves in the case. That's the best way to do it, because then you can just isolate the system and you don't even have to come out here. Just do what needs to be done. Get a little drink before I go in. That way I don't have to worry about being thirsty. All right. Actually, tool bag isn't that wild. Let's see. Okay. So back to work. So, all we're going to do, you can see this frost line has quit. So, what we'll do is going to this bulb. See how loose that is? This thing's probably actually flooding. So, we're going to take care of that. Technician that left this thing like this. That didn't happen on its own. Okay. I'm just going to take loosen that up. This. That. Now, like I said, those dryers like to plug up. So the easiest way to check them is you put your hand on the inlet and the outlet and see if you have a temperature drop. If you really want to see, you need to put a clamp on or another temperature meter and then see if this thing, because probably what's happened is technician probably thought that by loosening that bulb he can make it colder. So unless the valve or the element, which is on top of the valve, is failed, there's no reason to do that. Okay, so I said it's a process and just some of the things that we do as refrigeration guys to make sure everything's right before we go to mess with the valve. Okay, so that's done. So let's do the other thing, which is unclog the drain. And we do that with a spray pot and hot water. That's how we do that. Do not do it with a torch. That is the last thing you want to be doing. Unless, of course, you've got an excessive amount of ice that's in the case and you've got to break off the torch, kind of get things down to where you need to. If you do, and you got a lot of ice in the case, you're going to have a wet floor and you could have a potential fall. So you don't want that. On excess, it's approximately in the middle of the case, so it's going to probably be right about here. Excuse me. So we want as hot as we can get it. The hotter the better. Okay. Let's go right down right there. So let's see if this thing is where I think it is. Alrighty, there it is. Okay, you can see it's got a, see this? That's a drain heater. So, let's see if this thing's working. Because we have to. See, take water. So. What for, son? Back up. Get over here and take a look. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Now,